Hello again. This is Larry Hayden, and welcome to the Larry Hayden Podcast. This is episode 33, is Antisemitism. What is it, and why is it? Please listen until the end when I'll give you resources to learn more. The Arab-Israeli conflict has unsettled the Middle East for over half a century. This conflict is primarily political, a clash between states and peoples over territory and history. But it is also a conflict that is affected and has been affected by prejudice. For a long time, this was simply the, quote, normal prejudice between neighboring people of different religions and different ethnic origins. In the present age, however, hostility towards Israel and its people has taken the form of anti-Semitism, a pernicious worldview that goes beyond prejudice and ascribes to Jews a quality of some sort of cosmic evil. It can be said that anti-Semitism represents as a poison in the bloodstream of Christianity, and it includes modern entrance into mainstream Islam. Anti-Semitism is a term used to refer to prejudice or discrimination directed against Jews. The term was coined in the 19th century, and the phenomenon itself reached its apex in the Nazi era when racially based hatred of Jews, rooted in dark conspiracies about Jewish power, culminated in the murder of 6 million European Jews. But I believe the roots of anti-Semitism go back to the dawn of Christianity. No discussion about anti-Semitism can be done without a discussion of the person of Lucifer, also known in the Bible as Satan. This is true because he has been the cause and promoter of anti-Semitism from the beginning. So we must ask, why did Lucifer rebel against God to begin with? Why did Satan fall from heaven? Satan fell because of pride. He desired to be God, not to be a servant of God. Statements in Isaiah chapter 14 and Ezekiel chapter 28 describe Satan as an exceedingly beautiful angel. Satan was likely the highest of all angels, the anointed cherub, the most beautiful of all of God's creations. But he was not content in his position. Instead, Satan desired to be God, to essentially kick God off his throne and take over the rule of the universe. How did Satan fall from heaven? Because of Satan's sin, God cast him out of heaven. Isaiah 14 and Ezekiel 28. Heaven is no place for the wicked one, Satan. Satan fell from heaven because he was pushed out by God. Genesis 12:1 tells the story of God choosing Abraham to be the father to the nations, the father of Israel, God's chosen people. If we think of anti-Semitism as a lab experiment, with one part God's chosen people and the other part Satan's pride, it reveals the true evil behind anti-Semitism, Satan himself. The history has borne witness to atrocities against the Jewish people from the beginning, including Hitler and the Holocaust, and continuing till today with the October 7th attack against Israel. I know that speaking for myself as an American Christian who respects Israel's right to exist and defend itself against military attack, I am not alone in being surprised at the amount of resistance and hateful rhetoric being spewed towards Israel by pro-Palestinian supporters here, especially from America's universities. I view this anti-Israel thought process as something new, indicating a shift towards anti-Semitism and not away from it. Is the world heading to repeat the anti-Semitism when the phenomenon itself reached its apex in the Nazi era, when radically based hatred of Jews rooted in dark conspiracies about Jewish power culminated in the murder of 6 million European Jews? I certainly hope not. But I have to ask the question, does Satan still exist? The answer is yes. So as long as that is true, we can be sure he will attempt to continue anti-Semitism as long as he can. But we can be of good heart to know, as stated in Deuteronomy 7:6, God's word affirms that the Jews are God's chosen people. Quote, "You are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession." End quote. With God on one side and Satan on the other, you should already know which side I picked to win. Now, here are the resources I mentioned to learn more about God and the Bible. I recommend 3 reliable online websites. First, go to godquestions.org. You'll find reliable answers to over 700,000 of life's questions, and the site reflects the worldwide conventional conservative Protestant viewpoint. Next, go to alwaysbeready.com by the outstanding Bible scholar Charlie Campbell. And finally, visit my website, LarryHaydenPodcast.com. This concludes the podcast. Thank you for listening, and I wish you peace always.